Hey guys, welcome back. In our previous video, we have seen an introduction on how arrays are being so important in Python towards data manipulation or analysis. We saw how we can create arrays and the type code characters which are involved to create an array. Subsequently, in some of the next videos, we'll see array methods. There are various type of methods. Various type of methods that we look into. But before that, what we need to understand is Python offers an efficient object type for representing arrays of basic values like character, integers, floating point numbers. Yeah, and this has to be similar as compared to what list or tuples has. But it stores a collection of homogeneous data elements in a particular order that you specify. Now, at the time of creating arrays, uh, type is specified using single character type code. We have seen the various type codes in our previous videos. Now, when we are talking about array as a class, it has different methods. So it has different methods, including adding and removing elements, obtaining information about the array, like manipulating arrays or converting arrays to and from the data types. There are few methods that we'll go through in our subsequent videos, which are very important to any kind of array manipulation or any kind of array operations that we do. Yeah. Now, these arrays are created using array type code initial class, but type code is a single character which we know, and the initial is an optional value. Now, to define methods, there are various methods that are involved, and this method could be used towards adding and removing elements. Adding and removing elements. Then we can have a kind of information and utility methods. Then you have something like manipulation of array items. We have methods for this as well. And there are few conversion methods that we'll look into. Yeah. So these are various methods that are available. We'll go one by one. We'll start with the method which are used for adding and removing elements. So we start with the first method, that is append method. So let me just create append method. Yeah. Now, what append method does in array methods is append method is used to add an element to the existing array. Now it accepts the desired element as a parameter and adds it to the end of the current array. So you need to remember that append will add element to the end of the current array. So in general, an array is collection of similar data types. Unlike in other technology, we cannot create an array by default. Now, the Python module provides a set of methods to create and manipulate array. So this is one of them. So let's understand the syntax of append method. It's so the syntax is you need to specify the array name. Yeah. Dot append method that you have to specify, and you need to specify the element you want to append, which this would be appended at the end of the array elements which are already existing. Yeah. So the method does not return any value, it just add an array. So let's try quickly go through some basic examples of this array to understand what the extend method does. So basic example. Yes. So I have to, we remember that we have to first import the array. So the first statement is to import array as ARR. Yeah, I am giving it a name, array name. Yeah, and I will specify that my array, I'll create an array equals to array name 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll add one more element to it, comma 5. Yeah. Then I'll print my array, which is my existing array. And then I'm appending a new element that is 4. Yeah. Either way, I can. So as I said, either way, we can put an element here, or I can say new element is equal to 100, and I'll specify the element as a variable. So new element. Yes. So this is how. So this is my original array. Original array. And this is my updated array. Yeah. After append. So let's run this and quickly understand how it gets added. So you can see here, my original array was this one, which was an integer, since I have specified as I. If you remember, this is a signed integer, 4 byte size. And this is the updated array after append. Okay, which has appended 100 at the end of the array. Now, I guess this is very clear how we can append an array. Now, if the data type of the element we are trying to append is different, what will happen? Yeah. So if I try to have a data type of the element which is different, then I will get a type error. Yeah? So suppose I try to put a float data type. This we have integer. I'm trying to add an append an element which is a float data type. So let's see what it comes out to be. It will give me a type error. You can see this. Float object cannot be interpreted as an integer because our array was an integer which we have added as a sign integer. So you need to remember the kind of element that we're trying to append to an array. Now let's try to create a double float data type array. So create double float data type array. It is the same thing. We can use the above example and we'll try to append an item. So I'll try to append. Let me first copy this. So I have this particular say thing and I'll say 1.1. I'm just making all decimals. Yeah. 21.1.1 to 34.2, 35.7, 48.1 and 50.7. Yeah, so I have this array and I am adding this new element 99.9. Yes, 999.9, which is a new element. Yeah. So what we are trying to use a double float. So double float, the element, the type code is D. If I try to use I, it will give me a type error. That's so obvious because the float, we have the data types which are available, which are float. So we'll just make it double float and then update the array. So here it is. So we have got the right output. Since these are all decimals with double float, hence we have to specify the type code properly before creating or doing any kind of operations on the array. Now we can append a new element to Python list using append method to the array module. We can do that as well. So what we'll try to do here is append a new element to a Python list using append method of an array. So I'll have import array as name. Then I will take a blank list. So suppose I have this list with a blank integer list with a blank thing. Yeah. Then I'll say my list equals to any number 102, 205, 308, 101, anything else 999. Yeah. So I have this my list which is here. So original list I'll say and I'll say here my list. So I have this list which has been created and I have this array with an empty list. Yeah. I will say my array dot here will use extend first. So I have to use extend to add an item. So I'll say my dot extend and I'll specify my list. We'll see my extend item, extend method as well in our next videos. And then I will append a particular item that I want to add. So I want to add 9999, such a big number. Yeah. And then I'll print okay. So what I've done is, let me first explain you. So I've imported the array. I have created an array with an empty list. Then I've created a list, which we can see here. Then I have extended the list, which is of an array with this particular function, extend function. And then I have appended an item to the above list using append method. So let's see what is the output of this method. Here we can see. So this particular list has been added as an array. Yes, that was my original list. Then I have extended my list. I should have added one more statement here after extend. Yeah, so I'll get two statement, which is one after extend and one after appending an item. Extend is we are extending multiple items within an array. Append is just adding one item at the end of the list. We need that difference we'll see when we do our extend function. So here it is. So our original list was this. We have an updated array. We knew our initial array, original array was empty list. So let me just put one more statement of array before extend. So it should show me empty list. Yeah. So there is no items within this, no elements within this array. Hence it is showing me before extending it, it is showing me just the integer type code. But after extending it, you can see we have the list. And then after appending the item, we can see this updated array. So this is how you can use array, append or extend to update your elements within an array. Hope you understood the concept. Hope you like the example. Do like this video. Do share it with your colleagues who want to learn Python. Would expect some comments from you all people to share your knowledge, or if you have any queries or feedback about these videos. Um, do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you would like to get some informative video directly to your inbox. Thank you so much.